is an explanation of the plugin. So the owner of the website is an engineer, and the engineer has been given authority by the FAA to inspect repairs to make sure that they are safe. The customer will be someone like a aircraft mechanic, something like that, and they will say, well, we need to make a repair or make an alteration or modification or an addition to the aircraft. So for example, this that you're looking at now is an application, it's a form for installing a new antenna on the airplane. So they will send this request for approval to do that. This first request will be version 1. So they will create an account on the website using this plugin, and they will upload this document requesting approval to install this antenna. Okay, the owner of the website, who is an engineer, will look at this document and everything in it, and they will decide, based on their experience, whether or not there is any safety issues with this. So in other words, if there was something wrong with it that would cause a failure, or if there was something that would cause the aircraft to become unsafe, then they would make a note here saying that this is an error, this is a mistake, you need to fix this, you need to prepare it, that sort of thing, and make a modification to the documents. And then they'll make the comments on here and send it back to the client, the mechanic. Okay, the mechanic, it gets notified by email that this document's been not approved and that he needs to address the comments. So the mechanic receives the notification and downloads the document so that he could see the comments, the notes that the engineer made. And they will make corrections based on the input provided by the engineer. And then they will re-upload the document. And that will be version 2. So the plugin will need to basically make a copy of the document and make it at version 2. So these revisions, each revision would need to have would be a different version. So the mechanic has sent this to the engineer again. So the engineer will take a look at the documents and see the corrections that are made by the mechanic, and then they will look at the entire document again and see if there are any more issues that would prevent this document from being approved. If they are, if he does find more mistakes or errors, then what will happen is he will make notes again and go through this process again. So make notes on the document and then send the document and a notification to the mechanic to do this again. The mechanic will fix the issues, re-document it, re-upload the document, and that will be version 3. At some point, the mechanic will have addressed all of the mistakes, and so this is cleared. So basically the engineer says, yes, it's all good, everything is fine, and they will sign the document. This is where they sign the document and then it gets released. So basically it says you're good, so everything is fine. Now, the client is purchasing this release. So once it's released and signed, then the engineer will send notification, or the plugin will send notification to the mechanic saying that everything is cleared, everything is fine, you owe me $500 or whatever it is that they charge for this document. And this document will be sent to the FAA. This document basically says everything is good and it's released by the engineer. And that's pretty much it. So it will go through, I don't know how we'll do it, like through WooCommerce or something, and then it will be paid. And then once it's paid, then and only then does this document become downloadable. So they'll be able to download this document, but it won't be available to them, to the person, to the mechanic, until they pay for it. So, and all of these will be stored online. So that's basically it. So it'll be stored, in the plugin, on GoDaddy or the host or whatever it is. So that's stage one of how these documents and things like that are going to be created. This is going to be so that's what this is. Is basically this is going to be where they can purchase, where they pay for it. So it'll go through WooCommerce, and the customer will be the mechanic, and that's it. The administrator. So basically, the customer is the person who is wanting approval. The administrator is the one who has the authority to provide that approval. So the customer wants to purchase this approval, but in order to do that, he has to fix any errors or any safety issues. And then once the engineer signs off on it, then he gets that document that the engineer signed. And that's the product. That signed document is the product. So once the engineer says everything is okay, they'll go ahead and sign the document and upload it. And then that document becomes available to the mechanic, but only after he pays for it. So that is it. Let me know if you have any misunderstandings or anything else.